Game right before ours, the championship game of the losers bracket, went 9 innings. Of course, they just play 6 here in the live arm Little League division. But the game before us, as I said, went into extra innings, went 9 innings. The Yankees won over the Cubs by a count of 9-7 after a big 2-run homer by Craig Mosier in the top of the 9th inning. Yankees held on for the 9-7 victory. So in the championship game here tonight, it is the Astros and the Yankees. And let's quickly introduce you to the starting lineup.
A 2-run shot by Craig Mosier there in the 9th. He got all of a pitch, and it bounced off the second fence. They've got a fence that's in, and then the old softball fence, it bounced off it. So it was a shot.
Well, we are set to go here. Championship game of the live arm division of Glasgow Little League. First batter for the Astros, the second baseman, Casey Spears. And Casey takes a strike.
Well, we've seen the Yankees, and this is the first time we've seen the Astros.
The Astros on the kind of unusual, they had a record of 3-12, but they've had a pitcher that has begun pitching here in the last couple of weeks that has really been dominating from what I understand, and behind him and a couple of other kids off the mound, they've been able to make it all the way to the championship game. The 2-1 count here on Casey Spears. The Yankee pitcher, Tyler Lindsey, delivers that fastball up high for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike to count.
Of course, they've got a certain number of innings they can pitch. The Yankees used several pitchers in the last game trying to save them. That next pitch is a strike. And I think Tyler Lindsey, who's starting on the mound, finished the last game, he can only pitch 3 innings this ball game.
Of course, as Bruce said, they've got limitations on the number of innings these kids can pitch. That fastball too far inside for ball 4. So the first hitter of the ball game for the Astros on at first base with a walk. That'll bring Dalton Spears, the pitcher, to the plate.
Well, the Astros started off, got the leadoff batter on. Now that's, it's something we always talk about. You don't want to try to keep that leadoff batter off base.
First pitch from Lindsey in there for called strike 1. Lindsey sets, delivers a fastball that's fouled off out of play to the right side.
Dalton swinging away.
Dalton Spears with an 0-2 count. That fastball down to the dirt for ball 1. It'll get away from the catcher, Mikey Glass, and that will allow Casey Spears to advance to second base. Wild pitch that time for Lindsey.
Wild pitch in the dirt, you're right. A 1-2 the count. Another one in the dirt, and it's going to bounce in front. Spears is going to move to third.
Glass was able to block that one, but couldn't keep it close enough to him to keep the runner from advancing.
Needs a little help right there to locate that ball. He might have took a bad bounce on him. I don't know whether it hit him in the hand or what.
Well, Mikey Glass shaking it off now. He says he's okay. He's going to stay in the ball game. Doesn't need any assistance, he says. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to the hitter, Dalton Spears.
Well, the Yankees, I think, only down to 1 sub now. They had a player hurt. Little Bowles girl, I didn't catch what her first name was.
Whitney.
Whitney. No, Whitney's her sister.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's not even on our list of subs because she's not going to play this game. Spears strikes out for out number 1 here in the top of the first inning. That will bring the center fielder, Scott Zettelmoyer, to the plate. Fastball from Lindsey, stayed too far outside for ball 1. Runner at third base is Casey Spears for the Astros. This pitch fouled off out of play by Zettelmoyer to the right side. That'll leave in the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
I took my eye off that one. I had these headphones on. I didn't hear it hit the bat, and I thought it bounced out. I thought, geez, how'd that pitch get out there?
This pitch in for a called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Zettelmoyer. Zach Burris is the on-deck hitter. That fastball too far outside, down a little bit low as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's keeping Casey Spears close there at third base.
Of course, the base runners can take their lead after the ball crosses the plate. And Zettelmoyer, a called strike 3. 2 outs now in the top of the first. Astros trying to get Casey Spears in from third, and they'll have the cleanup hitter, Zach Burris, the catcher, in there to try to do it.
After Lindsay gave up the leadoff walk, come back and got 2 strikeouts. Burris, the cleanup batter, will step in. The catcher, pretty good-sized young man.
Very good-sized young man. Here's a wild pitch. Gets away from Glass. They try to get her at the plate as Spears comes home, and they are not in time. Casey Spears slides home with the first run of this ball game.
No, an earned run at that. Like you say, a walk, a wild pitch, a wild pitch, and a wild pitch.
And Mikey Glass, the catcher, down again, back here behind home plate.
Well,
I have a 1-0 lead here for the Astros.
Can't really tell. They're reaching behind his leg. Did he cramp up or did it hit him?
Trying to get that shin guard off first of all, and then they're maybe looking. Well, I believe they are trying to just stretch out a cramp, Bruce, is what it looks like.
Yeah, he pitched them there in that other game, and this is his second game. You know, of course, when they started in the afternoon, it was pretty warm. We've got a little breeze now, and he's already played 9 innings and starting to cramp up some. I just have to walk it off. That squatting, getting up on your, of course, you've caught some. You get up on those toes, it gets to you after a while.
Yeah, I was a catcher from about the 6th grade on, all right up through high school, so I kind of know what he's going through.
I caught for a couple years, not in high school, but I tell you, it's
best position on the field. It really is. I'm partial to it anyway.
Didn't have all the equipment when you caught it they've got now, though. They've got those pads they rest on.
Well, yeah, that's true. We didn't have
those.
Yeah, we didn't have the pads on the back of the shin guards.
They've got those little throat protectors now or something like that. During my catching days, I caught a fastball right in the Adam's apple.
Oh,
I thought that was the end of it.
Good Lord. All right, well, we'll get back to action here. The catcher, Zach Burris, left-handed hitter, will step into the batter's box. Nobody on the bags here for the Astros. Fastball fouled off out of play to the left side. Zach a little bit behind on that pitch from Tyler Lindsay.
As I say, though, Casey Spears did score after drawing the walk in 3 wild pitches.
Fastball down and away for ball 1, or excuse me, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to count.
The last I saw from the 6th inning on in that last game, and I tell you, every run you can get's valuable.
Line drive caught by the shortstop, Kevin Cheeley, and that was right at him. That was about as much self-defense as it was anything. Nevertheless, Cheeley catches that one for out number 3 in the top of the 1st inning. Astros take a 1-0 lead here in the Live Arm Division Championship game of Glasgow Little League. We'll be back after a 1-minute timeout here on WCLU Sports. For the Yankees will be Craig Mosier, the shortstop. He'll be followed by Bronson Wells and Mikey Glass.
Yeah, Craig Mosier had that big 2-run homer there in the top of the 9th, and I tell you, he got all of it.
Ball was way out, probably out by 35 or 40 feet.
Mr. Downing out there, he's taping now. We see if he could follow that one if he hits one out there.
He's waving at you, Bruce. Fastball swung on and missed by Craig Mosier.
I figured he'd be worn out from tennis this weekend.
Here's a base hit into right center field. That's going to get to the gap and roll all the way to the fence. Mosier rounds first base. He's on his way to second, and he'll pull up at second base with a stand-up double. And the throw going to get away here from the third baseman. Mosier going to try to take third, and he'll slide in there easily. The relay throw that time too high for the third baseman, Corey Thumb. And that allowed Mosier to advance to third base.
Well, we have a double with an error, so the Yankees have a runner on third with nobody out. So they're looking to tie this game here in the bottom of the 1st.
Bronson Wells will step up to the plate.
Wells, the second baseman for the Yankees.
Dalton Spears comes with a pitch, a fastball down and in for ball 1. Spears into his motion. This pitch gets away from the catcher, Zach Burris, but Mosier not going to try it from third base. He'll stay right there. 2 balls, no strikes to count to Bronson Wells.
You know, sometimes in these Little League games, I think some of these pitchers try to overthrow. And
now here's a slow roller to the shortstop, Kevin Cheeley, and it gets by Cheeley. It'll go into short left field. It'll be run down by the second baseman, Casey Spears, out there, but Mosier will score from third base. And Bronson Wells on at first on the error.
E6. Wells reaches first, and Mosier scores.
That brings the catcher, Mikey Glass, to the plate, number 3 hitter in the order. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Glass tried to check his swing that time on the inside fastball, but home plate umpire Alan Wilson says he went around.
Well, he jammed him with that inside fastball right there and thought about it, and Mr. Wilson said he couldn't hold back.
This pitch from Spears stays up high for ball 1. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners in this league can steal, but they have to wait until the ball crosses home plate. There's a wild pitch from Spears. Gets away from the catcher, Burris, and that allows Wells to advance to second base.
Well, the pitchers are having trouble when they get runners on. They lose their control, and that's the 4th wild pitch we've already had in this ball. Well, really the 5th. They didn't get to advance on the one when Wells was batting, but
this fastball in for a called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Mikey Glass. Bronson Wells, the runner at second base. Fastball up and away, ball 3. Full count now to Glass. Here is the payoff pitch from Dalton Spears, and it hits Glass in the back. Mikey having a rough time of it so far in this ball game, taking a couple of tough shots behind the plate as the catcher now takes the fastball square in the back.
I'm sure Coach Mosier's wanting to try to keep him in the ball game because he's down to 1 sub, and you know, I guess if he gets any more hurt after this, if he has to go out, you know, they just have to finish with less than 9.
Well, Mikey going to stay in there. He'll trot down to first base.
Well, we've had 1 hit in this ball game, but several base runners have had an error and a hit batsman, and still no outs here in the bottom of the first inning.
1-1 is the score. Cleanup hitter coming up next for the Yankees. That's Cody McGowan, the first baseman.
No out.
Dalton Spears comes with the fastball. It's down low for ball 1.
Astros need to get an out somewhere.
Spears into his motion. This pitch too far outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to count to McGowan.
Struggled just a little bit, and it looks like he's trying to aim the ball now, Joe, rather than, you know, just relax and throw it, follow through.
This fastball in there for called strike 1. Astros, the team that came out of the winner's bracket in this tournament. The Yankees, as we said, coming out of the loser's bracket. Fastball from Spears in there for called strike 2, and it evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I believe he relaxed a little bit there and took a little bit off that one, got it over.
But just because the Yankees are coming out of the loser's bracket, they do not have to beat the Astros twice. Once you get to the championship game, it's winner take all. So whoever wins this one will be the champs of the Little League Live Arm Division. And that pitch in for called strike 3. So Cody McGowan, the first out here in the bottom of the first inning for the Yankees. And that'll bring Christian Mitchell, the number 5 hitter, to the plate.
And Dalton Spears will record his first strikeout. Tyler Lindsey struck out 2 there in the top of the first.
Fastball from Dalton Spears in for strike 1.
Yeah, he seems to relax a little now. He's got in the groove. He's throwing strikes.
He's ahead of Mitchell, 0-1.
1-1 tie, Joe.
That fastball gets away from Zach Burris. And that will allow the runners to advance. Bronson Wells at second, Mikey Glass at third. Bronson Wells at third, Mikey Glass at second. 1 ball, 1 strike count to Kristen Mitchell, the third baseman. And this inside fastball gets away. Runner trying to score, and he is out.
That's a 2-1 put out for out number 2. Wells was thrown out at the plate.
Good recovery by the catcher Burris, and a good job by Dalton Spears to get to home plate to cover it.
And Mikey Glass will advance to third.
So 2 down now in the bottom of the first.
Could be a big play for the Astros right there, though, because they had 2 runners on with no outs.
3 balls, 1 strike to count. After that ball was down low. Tyler Brown is the on-deck hitter.
We had Mosier there on third base early, and we had a pass ball like that or a wild pitch, and they didn't try to score him. Took a gamble right there, and Wells was thrown out, but he does give up the base on balls to Mitchell. So we have first and third with 2 outs.
And now Tyler Brown will step in there. Brown, the right fielder, number 6 hitter in the Yankee order.
Tyler Brown replaced Miss Bowles, I think, in the lineup. She was injured in the last ball game.
Now the runner going from first to second, trying to steal, and he is out.
We'll have a 2-6 put out, I believe, for out number 3. So the Yankees picked up 1 run. They had 1 hit. There was 2 errors and 1 left on. After 1 complete, it's the Astros won, the Yankees won. We'll be right back after this 1-minute timeout on WCAU.
Oh, me.
Cannot re-enter the ball game.
All right, well, the Yankees are down to 9 players. They'll have to play it awfully close to the vest
if
here.
Bowles can get able to play, I mean, she is listed as a sub. She hadn't left this ball game. She left the last ball game. Kelsey Bowles. Kelsey's her first name, but she can play, I think. So,
Well, maybe
they can borrow some subs from the Astros. They've got 3.
something tells me that's not going to happen.
Somebody tell me what's going on.
We're going on 9 o'clock here, Joe, and we're still in the first inning, starting the second inning.
Starting the second inning. I know it.
All I wanted to hear.
And I'm going to start taking a nap there between innings. You can just wake me up.
That's early risers. This stuff's hard on us. The word from the umpires here, making sure we're all straightened out up here in the scorer's box. All right, I think we are ready to go.
Now they're getting some people out of the stands and letting them try on uniforms, see how they fit.
Chris Reeder will lead it off here for the Yankees. Or excuse me, what did I say? Not the Yankees, for the Astros.
First pitch a little low in the dirt for ball 1.
Reeder, the first baseman for the Astros here this evening. This fastball from Tyler Lindsay up high. 2 balls, no strikes to count.
What's going to get interesting is after 3 innings, they're going to have to change pitchers, and we'll see who they go in.
Yeah, because Lindsay, as I said at the beginning of the ball game, just has 3 innings he can pitch.
Of course, Mosier, I think, is probably one of their better pitchers, and I think he's got 3 innings, so they're probably going to try to go with those 2.
2 balls, 1 strike to count. Now 2-2 as Reeder swings through that pitch for strike 2. And called strike 3 on that fastball.
That's a 3rd strikeout for Tyler Lindsay. He's got 2 of those looking, but he's faced 5 batters and struck out 3 of them so far, Joe.
Kevin Keeley now steps in. He's the shortstop for the Astros, number 6 hitter in the order. Lindsay sets, comes with a fastball, too far outside, ball 1. We're in the top of the second inning. Astros and Yankees tied at 1. And Keeley swings at a fastball that was over his head. Would have been ball 2. Instead it's strike 1.
We won't be able to call this one for darkness. We may call it for daylight.
We'll see. Now that we've got this thing going, hopefully the rain's going to hold off.
Of course, that's one reason they changed the format of Only instead of double elimination on the final game was 4 radio a year or two, we'd have the losers bracket team win, and we'd do 2 games. We'd have to come back the next night.
1-2 the count as Chile fouls that fastball off straight back to the screen. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody on base here for the Astros. Corey Thumb is on deck. That pitch down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count.
Somebody just came by with a hamburger. You smell it.
Fastball down low. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count.
They didn't stop to share it either.
No, they didn't. Did they?
Tubby Smith would say, I'm getting hungry.
Uh-oh, fastball called strike 3 on the outside corner, and Kevin Chile becomes out number 2 here in the top of the second. And that will bring the third baseman Corey Thumb to the plate.
Well, he worked him to full count, but he come with that fastball and set the second one down. That's back-to-back strikeouts, 4 strikeouts for Tyler Lindsey.
And Lindsey comes with a fastball to start off Thumb, and it's in there for call strike 1. Another fastball, this one down to the third. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Did you not get any supper tonight, Bruce?
No, I did eat a sandwich before I left home.
Okay.
I can smell food, though, when I get hungry.
Thumb swings and misses for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Yeah, Corey couldn't make up his mind on that one. Decided to swing after his by him. So
that fastball on the outside corner for strike 3. So that'll do it for the Astros here in the top half of the second.
Well, Joe, he struck out all 3 batters looking that inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. So after 1.5, the Astros won, the Yankees won. We'll be right back after this 1-minute timeout on WCLU Sports.
Glass Paving supports our Little League teams.
Tyler Hammer, who came in for Jordan Johnson there in the top of the second inning. Jordan got a little sick, I think they said.
We're set to go. Dalton Spears into his motion. Fastball, and Tyler Brown swings through it for strike 1.
Yankees picked up a run in the first after a leadoff double by Mosier, and he scored on a infield error.
Brown swings and misses at that pitch. No balls, 2 strikes to count. And that one inside for ball 1. Brown had to duck to get out of the way that time.
I think he's trying to back him off a plate with that pitch.
Yeah.
Well, I don't believe we'll see that in this level, surely.
I'll say on the major league level you might see that, maybe even on the high school level. But I doubt if you'll see it down here. That pitch from Spears outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. This fastball in there for called strike 3.
Strikeout number 2 for Dalton Spears.
That is the first out of the bottom of the second inning. And next up, the left fielder, Nick Kopus, number 7 hitter in the order. Kopus behind that pitch for strike 1.
Yeah, Coach Mosier trying to encourage him there, a little quicker on the bat.
Another swing and a miss from Nick that time, and Dalton Spears ahead in the count here. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, so far, that's all we've had here in the second inning is strikeouts.
And another strikeout as Kopus goes down swinging. So 2 down in the bottom of the second.
3 for Spears.
Here comes Tyler Hammer.
This would be a tough man to strike out.
Yeah, it'd be a tough man to find a strike at all on him. Tyler, small kid.
Oh, he plays up.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, they bring those kids up.
I understand he's playing up. But not a big strike zone at all on Tyler. First pitch, a ball. His fastball in there for strike 1.
Yeah, had him fooled a little on that one. That was
1-1 the count. That fastball inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Tyler Hammer, the center fielder. Dalton Spears into his motion. That pitch up and away for ball 3. So Tyler Hammer trying to get on base here with a walk. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Hammer puts it in play. Ground ball to the third baseman. And he'll come up with it over to first base. And that throw gets away from first baseman Chris Reeder.
I'm not sure he wouldn't have beaten it out anyway, Joe. He got down the line in a hurry.
Corey Thumb fielded it over there at third base.
Error hit. It's going to be a bang-bang play.
Let's give him a hit.
That's what I say. I thought he was going to beat it out.
Let's give the little man the benefit of the doubt.
That was a little slow roller in the grass. Lindsey, the pitcher, steps in, batting in the 9th position here, and swings for strike 1.
Tyler Lindsey, a left-handed batter. Swings away, misses again on that pitch. No balls, 2 strikes to count.
Had a heck of a cut at that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He's got a crouch stance he gets down into. Got a pretty good-looking swing.
Here's the pitch, fastball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Dalton Spears couldn't get Lindsey to chase that one.
Well, that was a good pitch for Spears right there. Had him 0-2 and tried to get him to chase one on the outside corner. Same pitch.
And a little bit further outside that time, maybe. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Runner at first base, Tyler Hammer. 2 down in the bottom of the 2nd. We're tied at 1. Another pitch up and away for ball 3. So Spears is ahead 0-2 here on Tyler Lindsey, and now 3-2.
Well, he sure needs to get Lindsey because he didn't want to let Mosier get up with 2 runners on. Mosier really hit a ball sharply to right center his last at bat.
That pitch down low for ball 4.
He'll give up the walk to Lindsey. That's the 2nd walk given up by Spears. And Craig Mosier steps in, had a leadoff double to start off the 1st inning for the Yankees.
Mosier, the leadoff hitter for the Yankees.
Last 2 times we've seen him hit, he's hit the ball pretty hard. He hit a home run in the top of the 9th.
He took a big cut at that one, Bruce, but couldn't make contact.
He took a heck of a cut at that one. Is it raining out there in left center field at the camera?
I was
got the camera covered up?
He's got the camera covered up out there, doesn't he? He's worried about the bugs getting to the camera, maybe. A pitch to Mosier. A ball, so 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Fastball from Spears on the outside corner for strike 2.
Caught that corner right on the corner, so 1-2 to count to Mosier.
Runners at first and second. Mosier trying to bring him around. Fastball going to get away from the catcher, Zach Burris. He'll throw down to third base. That throw gets away into left field. Tyler Hammer going to come home, and he'll score. Tyler Lindsey, meantime, makes his way over to third base. And that gives the Yankees a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 2nd. Mosier still at the plate. He has a full count on him. Is that right, Brewster? 2-2.
2-2, I believe. 2-2 the count. Deuce is wild.
Ground ball to the shortstop, Kevin Thiele, and Thiele couldn't field it cleanly, and Tyler Lindsey will score from third base. Mosier will be on with an error there at first.
Well, the Astros had gotten in good shape and then had 2 strikes, unable to pick that one up. But, you know, had the ball get away from Burris, and then the ball got into left field, and they're able to pick up 2 runs.
That will bring the number 2 hitter up, Bronson Wells, the second baseman.
So I don't believe we've had an earned run in this ball game.
I think you're right, Bruce.
Mosier did get the double, but scored on the error, and then we did have a single by Hammer, but he moved to third on a wild pitch and scored on an error, throwing error. So
this pitch stays up and in to Wells.
And Lindsey scored on the error off of Mosier's hit there, and that ball was errored, so we've yet to have an earned run.
Wells lines this one foul down the right side. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yankees with a 3-1 lead. Fastball hit well into left field. Clay, well, it's going to stay in the park. Clay Button fields it out there in left field. He'll get it back into the infield. Craig Mosier going to score from first base to give the Yankees a 4-1 lead. And Bronson Wells on with a stand-up double.
You know, Button played the bounce off the wall, you know, one-handed it, but, you know, it's deep enough that Wells able to get the double right there and knock Mosier in.
It's a well-hit ball that time by Wells. Mikey Glass steps in. He fouls this one down the right side.
Now, Mikey took one in the back last time, was stranded on third base, I'm sorry, there in the first inning. Still the bugs bothering you?
Mosquitoes are getting me now, Bruce.
We'll have to give Gary Moore a call, have him come down and spray. That's a call strike on the outside corner, so 0-2 on Mikey Glass.
Runner at second base is Bronson Wells. Yankees trying to bring him around. Fastball gets away from the catcher Burris. Wells trying to swipe third base, and they'll throw him out. Zach Burris able to recover, and he gets it down to third. Down there, Corey Thumb covering, and they get Bronson Wells trying to swipe third. And so that does it here in the second inning. We'll move to the top of the third when we return.
Joe, they picked up 3 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, nobody left on. So after 2 completed, yeah, he come right over the top with that one. He's really gotten the groove.
Another fastball from Lindsey in there for called strike 2.
Got 5 strikeouts through 2 innings, Joe. So
this fastball fouled off as Devin Williams stays alive. Still an 0-2 count on it.
Took a little bit off that one, I think. Of course, this will be his last inning. I think he only had 3 innings that he could pitch in this ball game.
That's right. And that one in there for called strike 3.
Strikeout number 6. The last 4 batters he has struck out looking those.
Astros maybe need to get a little bit more aggressive swinging the bat here, as Lindsey is certainly around the plate. This fastball fouled off by the hitter, Clay Button, the left fielder.
Yeah, he came out swinging, swung at that first pitch and fouled it off. They try to lay, you talk about getting aggressive, you know, the Yankees playing deep right now. Maybe get a batter to come up and lay down a bunt or something right here, you know.
Button swung through that pitch and swings through strike 3 as well. So 2 down now in the top of the third, and we'll go back to the top of the Astro order with Casey Spears.
Casey scored the lone Astro run. She led off this ball game with a base on ball and then scored on 3 wild pitches. So really, Zach Burris the only Astro to put the bat on the ball against Lindsey as far as to put it in play, and he lined out hard to shortstop, I believe.
Swing and a miss for Casey Spears, and now she'll watch this pitch go by down in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
To Craig Mosier there in the first inning. He hit a real shot. Craig made a nice play.
Spears swings and misses at that pitch. Tyler Lindsey, Bruce, as you said a moment ago, in a groove right now. He's feeling it.
Yeah, Coach Mosier couldn't ask for any more out of his 3 innings.
And that fastball just a bit up high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. 2 away in the top of the third. 4-1 lead for the Yankees. And Spears swings and misses at a pass ball for strike 3, and we'll go to the bottom half of the third inning when we come back.
Well, Joe,
located on Lincoln Road behind Burger King in Glasgow. Or give Chris a call at 651-8818. That's 651-8818. Chris' Window Tent and Sign Design, your authorized Carbright Car Care distributor. Call today, 651-8818.
Mikey Glass at bat for the Yankees as we come back to action. 2 balls, no strikes to count to him. Dalton Spears still on the mound for the Astros.
Yeah, Mikey was the batter when Bronson Wells got thrown out by Zach Burris there at third base. In the second.
This pitch in there for called strike 1. Mikey got hit by a pitch his last time at bat. Pitch down in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Glass now playing second base for the Yankees. Started off the ball game catching. And Glass swings at a fastball that was up in his eyes that time. Would have been ball 4, but instead it's a full count.
Yeah, I got a little over-anxious on that one. Those high balls, though, always look a lot bigger, don't they?
They're hard to lay off. And Glass will swing and miss for strike 3. Dalton Spears has how many strikeouts?
That's his 4th, Joe. It might note we've got 2 defensive changes for the Astros here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Jonathan Yoakum, I believe, went in right field.
That's right, for Devin Williams.
Lakita Graves. Lakita Graves went to left field for Clay Button.
The batter, Cody McGowan, the first baseman. And he watches the first pitch go by for ball 1.
Cody struck out looking, hits first at bat.
We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Weldon Park. Joe Myers and Bruce Trevue with you. Thank you for joining us. Dalton Spears comes with the fastball, stayed down low that time. 2 balls and no strikes to count to McGowan. That pitch way outside from Spears.
I got a big umbrella up there in the Jimmy's. David wants to run up there and get it.
He said it was sprinkling just a little bit out there.
No, the tropical storm Bill has moved to shore, and it's whichever way it moves, we could get a lot of rain the next couple of days.
That's what I understand.
But I saw the 6 o'clock weather, and they were talking about the tracking probably below Tennessee or through southern Tennessee, and said the heaviest rain may be below Nashville.
Well, that'd be all right with me. We've had enough rain. McGowan takes ball 4, so he'll get on first base, and that will bring the number 5 hitter, Christian Mitchell, the 3rd baseman, to the plate.
That's the 3rd walk given up by Dalton Spears. He struck out 4, walked 3, and hit 1 batter.
Comes with a fastball to start Mitchell off, and it's up high for ball 1.
Giving up 3 hits.
That pitch down to the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Gets away from the catcher, Burris, and that will allow McGowan to swipe second base.
Yeah, let's hope he's not hurt.
Well, the bag came popping out, and McGowan's slow to get up. And as Bruce says, let's hope he's not hurt. Obviously, for the obvious reasons, don't want to see anybody get hurt. But the Yankees do not have any substitutions unless Kelsey Bowles is able to play. Kelsey took a shot in the face in the first game here tonight.
Yeah, got beamed on the helmet, and then it caught her on I don't know whether it was her eye or her nose, but she was injured.
Yeah.
Of course, they do play with breakaway bases here, in this league, to try to prevent, hurting your ankles or breaking ankles. Really,
Right.
if you don't slide right on, especially when you get in high school, you can break an ankle quick.
Yeah, I've known a couple of guys that did that. I was down at the softball field one night when that happened. I got to see it firsthand, and it was not a pretty sight.
Well, you better get that leg up in there and hook slide it.
Yeah.
Well, he's going off. Who do you pinch run?
I don't know. He's getting a little assistance off the field, and
if they don't have a sub, I don't know what the question will be here. Maybe Bowes can run. I guess better wait to be seen. But we give up an out.
The umpire's going to get together to discuss it a little bit here.
At 9:17, as long as it don't take over 30 minutes, we'll be all right.
Well, we have seen some odd things happen here tonight, not only in this ball game, but in the game before for a moment, but is now back out there at second base. The Yankees still do have their 9 players. And the batter, once again, is Christian Mitchell, and that's in there for a strike, and that's a 2-ball, 1-strike count on him now.
We've got 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd, and we only play 6.
Yankees leading it 4-1, and Mitchell swings at that pitch for strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count. Here's a ground ball to the first base side. It'll be fielded over there by the first baseman, Chris Reeder. He'll tag the bag for the out, and that allows McGowan to advance to third base. That brings the right fielder, Tyler Brown, to the plate. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Brown, the number 6 hitter in the order.
Tyler Brown struck out looking his first at bat, Joe. But McGowan's on third base, so the main thing for the Astros here is they want to keep everything in front of Zach Burris. They don't want something getting to the fence where McGowan take a chance to score.
Burris did a good job on that pitch right there. That was way outside, but he was able to get over and catch it. Now this fastball on the inside corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Tyler Brown. That fastball inside almost hit Brown that time. Probably would have had he not gotten out of the way. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cody McGowan, the runner at third base.
You'd have let that and hit you when you took one for the team.
No, sir. No, sir. I'm not that tough. A foul ball here by Brown down the first base line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I never was one of those guys that would stand in there and take it for the team, Bruce, unfortunately. Probably had a few coaches that wish I would have. That ball down in the dirt for ball 3. Full count now to Tyler Brown.
And baseball's not a contact game, is it?
Not to me.
It's not a contact sport where you make contact with a bat. You don't take any.
I didn't know. Here's a pop fly on the infield, and it'll be caught in foul territory by the first baseman, Chris Reeder. And that'll do it in the bottom of the third inning for the Yankees. We'll go to the top of the fourth with the Yankees in front by 3.
No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. After 3, it's 5-1. The Yankees over the Astros. We'll be right back.
All right.
And let me see. And we've got Dalton Spears at bat here in the top of the fourth with nobody out.
The Yankees leading the ball game 4-1 over the Astros. Astros at the plate here in the top of the fourth inning. 1-1 to count now to Dalton Spears.
I believe you've got it set now, Joe.
I hope so. Don't anybody get upset with me if I call somebody by the wrong name. Here's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Takes a high hop, but Spears able to field, or excuse me, Mosier able to field it and get it over to first base to Glass for the out. That will bring Scott Zettelmoyer, the center fielder, to the plate.
That's only the second baseball we've had put in fair play by the Astros.
Is that right? Burris had the other, right?
That's correct. That was a hard line drive back in the first inning to Mosier.
There's fastball to Zettelmoyer, too far outside for ball 1. Scott squared the bunt that time, but he couldn't get it down. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Squares the bunt again, can't get it down. He fouled it straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Tough pitch to bunt right there. It was that high ball. Couldn't get it down. It popped it up. So 2 strikes there. He'll probably have to swing away. Got 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Oh, a little breaking ball.
Nice breaking pitch that time, Bruce, from Craig Mosier.
It just dropped down, and that's the first strikeout for Mosier. 2 gone here in the fourth inning, and Zach Burris will step in.
Burris up there now. Chris Reeder, the on-deck batter. Burris fouls this one off out of play to the left side. No balls, 1 strike to count. Burris, a left-handed hitter.
They're playing in pull.
Fastball up and away for ball 1.
Move McGowan around a little there into the right center. That's Tyler Brown playing straight away, and that ball's going to be high for ball 2.
I'm about to get all the changes made here, Bruce.
Well, they only made 4.
Yeah, I know, but I got 2 different places to make the changes here. Here's a hard ground ball to the third base side, and that'll get by Christian Mitchell into left field. Burris rounds first base on his way to second, and he'll round the bag, but he'll go back to second base, and he'll be in there with a stand-up double.
Well, I tell you, he's hit 2 rockets. Mosier caught the first line drive, and that one got by Mitchell in a hurry and got to the fence. So stand-up double, that's the first hit here for the Astros. And they've got a runner on second base with 2 outs, and Chris Reeder will step in.
And this pitch gets away from the catcher, Tyler Lindsay, back to the screen, and Burris moves over to third base.
Notice Coach Lindsay here watching his nephew. I guess Zach Burris goes to Red Cross School. He'd probably like to have that young man on his football team.
Right now, Burris is a big kid now, I'm telling you. He may be able to play a little high school football at 12 years old or whatever he is.
Looks like some of those boys from Valley Sports, doesn't he? They had some kids about that size.
Yeah, you're right, he does.
I noticed they had them on TV the other night, and they only had 1 or 2 of those kids back, that one little peewee and something on those teams.
Chris Reeder, the batter, and he watches that pitch go by for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to him now.
Oh, we got Deuces Wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and there's a fastball, and it's going to get away.
And Burris is going to score from third base. He'll slide safely into home. And so the Astros get another run on the board. Closes the deficit to 4-2 now.
And there's a double, a wild pitch, and a wild pitch. And they do pick up their second run.
That's how the Astros scored their first run, was the benefit of 2 or 3 wild pitches. And Reeder goes down swinging for strike 3 and the third out of the inning here in the top of the 4th. But as we said, the Astros do pick up 1 run to close it down to a 2-run deficit, Bruce.
You're right. They picked up 1 run off of the Zach Burris double. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. After 3.5, it's the Yankees 4.
Leadoff batter for the Yankees will be Nick Kopus. And he swings and misses for strike 1. Dalton Spears still on the mound for the Astros.
You know, before they had pitching machine, a lot of pitchers get out there and you'd have more walks and you'd have hits. And there's a swinging strike 2 for Kopus. He struck out his first at bat.
Yankees leading this ball game 4-2 in the bottom of the 4th. And Kopus swings and misses strike 3, and he becomes the first out in the bottom of the 4th for the Yankees. That will bring Tyler Hammer to the plate.
That's the 5th strikeout for Dalton Spears. And Tyler drew a walk and scored. No, he got a base hit, I'm sorry, and scored.
And this pitch to Hammer. Ball 1.
I'm talking there between innings. We're just a little over a month away from football season, high school football season, Joe. So
believe it or not. Another ball to Hammer. That one outside. 2 balls, no strikes to count.
I believe they can start practicing July 15th, and the Scotties and the Trojans open up in the bowl this year. We've got a bowl here in Glasgow.
T.J. Sampson Bowl. Glasgow will be playing Greene County, and Barron County will play John Hardin High School. And Hammer, did he get hit by that pitch?
Hit by a pitch? I thought he swung at it.
I thought he swung at it too, Bruce.
Yeah, we were talking and we weren't paying enough attention.
You're probably right. That brings the number 9 hitter in the order, Tyler Lindsay, to the plate.
Well, Hammer's been on both times, so he's been a big bat for the Yankees. Scored a run for him.
Lindsay swings and misses at a fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
Yeah, I think you said John Hardin will be coming back. And you remember the last time Jordan Hardin was on Scotty Field, it destroyed it.
It destroyed it, and they pulled off an upset over Glasgow. Well, some people would call it an upset. I don't know. John Hardin, a team that improved a whole lot from last year, from the year before.
Well, they had a lot of seniors last year. You know, the first year they played, they just had juniors, and they had a good ball club. You know, they won some ball games last year, and there's a ball on the outside.
2 balls, 1 strike to count to Lindsay. Runner at second base is Tyler Hammer. This pitch down low for ball 3. 3-1 the count.
As you say, a game that we felt like the Scotties should have won. Let one get away. They scored a couple touchdowns late.
And it did come an absolute flood in that game, the entire game. And Lindsey draws the walk. He'll trot down to first base. Runners at first and second now for the Yankees. And back to the top of the order with the pitcher, Craig Mosier.
Well, that's back-to-back walks for Tyler Lindsey. He's 0 for 0 on the day, but he scored a run. He's been on base both times, threw a walk both times. And Craig Mosier had a double his first at bat.
Here's a wild pitch, gets away from Burris. The runners will move up a base. Hammer to third. Lindsey up to second. 1 ball, no strikes to Craig Mosier.
1 out. Tell you, the Astros will.
Now,
we're going to call a timeout.
Astro head coach Carl Zettelmoyer going to walk out and talk a little bit with his pitcher and catcher.
I need to settle Dalton down just a little bit here. They need to get an out. And, you know, I'm sure the way they've seen Mosier hit the ball, you know, you don't want to serve him up one that he's, you know, going to put out of the park, but you can't afford to put him on base because they have a 2-run lead, a 3-run lead already. Or 2-run, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we, again, getting back to football, August 23rd is the day. It'll be a Saturday when the T.J. Sampson Bowl takes place there at Glasgow High School. And then, of course, the following year, the bowl will be hosted by Barron County out at their football field, and it'll alternate each year.
You know, at first they talked about, you know, bringing the same 2 schools back. I don't know whether they're going to do that or not.
I haven't heard, Bruce.
You know, at one time they said, you know, that Glasgow would play the one ball club one year and the other one the next year. I don't know whether they'll do that or not, you know.
Mosier drills a ball into right field. That'll get all the way to the fence. Hammer will score from third base. Lindsey on his way home as well. Mosier rounding second on his way to third. Here's the relay. A good throw. But Mosier will slide in there safely. And he has a triple there. 2 RBI triple, as a matter of fact, and it's a 6-2 Yankee lead with just 1 away in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, as you said, though, that was a nice relay into third base, and just a little bit late. Mosier in under the throw, but I tell you, he circled them bases pretty quick. He's limping a little. I don't know, maybe he's just playing around.
Third baseman Corey Thumb, they're going to check him out just a little bit. The ball, when it came in on the relay throw, I think maybe Craig Mosier, as he was coming into third base there, maybe got between the ball and Corey Thumb, who was covering the bag, and I think maybe Corey lost sight of it for just a second, and when it came in, it actually hit him. It looked like just below the throat, Bruce, but he appears that he's just fine, and he's going to stay in the ball game.
I believe he's going to be all right. It hit on the, looked like maybe that bone right there. But Yankees have staked themselves to a 6-2 lead now, and Bronson Wells will step in. He had a double his last at bat.
Fastball in there for strike 1. Wells, the number 2 hitter in the order, second baseman.
You realize, though, those last 2 runs were unearned. Well, one of them. I'd take that back. They had 1 earned run there.
There's a fly ball into center field. Scott Zettelmoyer has a beat on it out there, but can't make the catch. Mosier will score from third base. Wells on his way to second. He'll pull up there. Now the ball gets away. He's thinking about going to third. Now he will. Now he's caught in no man's land. They've got him in a rundown here. Chasing him back to second base. The ball gets away. So now Bronson Wells gets up, takes off to third once again, and he will hold up right there at third base.
Yeah, the throw hit him in the back, I think. That made him scoot off into right field, or, you know, appeared to hit him as he went sliding back into second base. So Corey Thumb, you know, really with an error right there on his throw lets Wells move to third base. But the Yankees do pick up another run, and they're up 7-2 as Mikey Glass steps in.
There's a wild pitch from Spears. It gets away from Burris, but he's able to chase it down and hold Wells there at third. Joe Myers and Bruce Tribune with you here from Weldon Park. Glad you could join us here for the Live Arm Division Championship game in the Glasgow Little League. Here's a fly ball hit into right field, and the catch made out there by Jonathan Yoakum.
Well, he took a second to get it back in, and Wells really didn't get tagged up. He broke on the line drive, and they did get the ball back in, got it into Burris, and so he unable to score. But Tell you, Mikey Glass hit a pretty good line shot right there, and Yoakum with a nice catch.
Yeah, Mikey hit it about as hard as you can hit it right there, just right at Yoakum.
Don't lose any of your equipment.
I'm about to knock some of the equipment off the table here. That'd be bad, wouldn't it?
Cody McGowan to step in. Struck out and walked.
Fastball way outside, but Burris able to get enough of a glove on it to slow it down to where Wells could not come home. 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. 1 ball, no strikes to McGowan. Frost and Wells at third base. There's a fastball in there on the inside corner for strike 1.
McGowan has struck out and reached on a walk. Stranded on third base back in the 3rd inning.
Fastball up and in. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. And the umpire going to redraw the batter's box lines here. Looks like maybe he thinks McGowan is a little bit too far away from the plate. And now fastball in there from Spears for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Fastball just a bit inside. That'll run it to a full count. Astros trying to keep that runner on third from scoring. They've already got a 5-run deficit to make up. They don't need to give up any more runs. This fastball called strike 3 on the outside corner. So Cody McGowan goes down looking, and we'll move to the top of the 5th when we return.
Joe, the Yankees picked up 3 runs. There were 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. So after 4 complete, it's the Yankees 7, the Astros 2.
First pitch for strike 1.
He struck out his first at bat.
There's a ground ball right back up the middle, knocked down by Mosier off the pitcher's mound, and he'll go over to first base to Mikey Glass for out number 1.
Well, I've got used to him playing shortstop. I recorded that as 6-3, but that's a 1-3 put out. He plays the pitching positions like a shortstop, though. He's made 2 very good plays out there. That high hopper back in the 4th inning at Dalton Spears hit, he jumped up and caught it.
Craig is just an awfully good athlete. He's a good basketball player. I've not seen him play football, so I'm not even sure that he does, to be honest with you.
I think he does. I think he was probably on the Redskins, maybe. Not sure. No, maybe he wouldn't. I saw him play, though, because we did 4 games. We did 2 games out there.
Mosier comes to the fastball that time for ball 1 on the outside.
I believe he was a running back.
Was he? Fastball way up high. 2 balls, no strikes to count. To the hitter, Corey Thumb, third baseman.
Corey struck out his first at bat.
That pitch also up high. And it's a 3-0 count to Thumb. Well, the Astros need base runners any way they can get them. If Thumb could draw a walk, I'm sure that'd be just fine. Swings away on a 3-0 count. 3 balls, 1 strike now.
Guess he had the green light there, huh?
I guess so. Wanted to swing at that one, but he was able to hold off with a high fastball, and Thumb does get on with a walk.
That's the first walk given up by Mosier, the second by the Yankees. But the Astros do have a base runner here in the 5th inning, and that's what they need.
And right fielder Jonathan Yoakum steps into the batter's box. First pitch for Mosier on the outside corner for strike 1.
Well, this will be Yoakum's first at bat. He went in the 3rd inning for Devin Williams.
That fastball just barely outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. That pitch outside, and it's going to get away from the catcher. Mr. Tyler Lindsay, and that will allow Thumb to take second base. Two balls. What is it?
1, 2 and 1. You're right, yeah.
2 balls, 1 strike. Make it 3 balls, 1 strike. That one up high.
I marked the wild pitch down and not the ball, but it is 3 and 1 with Thumb on second base.
That one down in the dirt. But a good block by Lindsay to keep it in front of him, and that will keep Thumb at second base. However, Yoakum draws the free pass down to first.
Well, after recording the ground out, Mosier is giving up back-to-back walks. And there's Miss Graves.
Williams re-entering for Yoakum.
Okay, Williams is going to run for Yoakum. He's going to re-enter the ball game after Yoakum drew the walk. Will be on first base.
All right. And Lakita Graves is the batter, the left fielder. First pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Graves swings away at that pitch, couldn't make contact. No balls, 2 strikes now. 1 away in the top half of the 5th inning. That one's in there on the outside corner for a called strike 3.
Third strikeout for Craig Mosier.
2 down. And we will go back to the top of the Astros order as second baseman Casey Spears comes up to bat.
And Casey has walked, scored a run, and struck out.
Mosier into his motion, comes with a fastball, and Spears fouls it straight back to the screen.
Well,
the umpire tossed the ball out there to Mosier, but he didn't know it was coming.
no, he was sort of looking off. I'm glad it wasn't at him. It went over his shoulder.
I'm glad, too. This pitch from Mosier just a bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Casey Spears.
That's all they needed. They only have 9 players now. The umpire to knock the pitcher out.
That's fastball, bit outside as well. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Runners at first and second base for the Astros. They're trying to close on a 5-run deficit here. They trail 7-2. That fastball stayed up high. 3 balls and 1 strike. About the only time the Yankees have gotten in trouble, Bruce, is when they've not been around the plate with their pitching.
Right. You know, they've walked a batter or 2 and some wild pitches. They've only given up 1 hit.
Spears fouls that pitch off. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count.
We can't say the runners will be off and running. Of course, they can as soon as the ball passes the plate, but they can't start the wheels moving.
And called strike 3 on the outside corner, and Casey Spears goes down. We'll go to the Yankees half of the 5th inning when we return.
Joe, there were no runs, no hits, nowhere. There's 2 left on after 4.5. It's the Yankees 7, the Astros 2. We'll be right back after this 1-minute timeout on golfers in Glasgow, and we wish Whitney the best, and she wants to make the cut, and let's hope she does.
Yankees will lead it off here with Christian Mitchell in the bottom of the 5th inning, and fastball in there for strike 1. Dalton Spears has gone the distance for the Astros here this afternoon, or I should say this evening.
He's given up 7 runs off of 5 hits so far.
And Mitchell almost got hit by that pitch, and they say he did.
Well, and that's the 3rd batter that Spears has hit tonight. So leadoff batter on for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 5th. Tyler Brown will step in. Tyler has struck out and fouled out to the first baseman.
Astro catcher Zach Burris calls time. He'll go out and have a quick word with Spears out there on the mound. 7-2 lead for the Yankees. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Scheduled to play 6, as they always do here in Live Arm Division. Fastball from Spears across the plate for strike 1. Tyler Brown, the right fielder, stands in there. Watches that pitch go by, down and inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count now.
Tyler gave that one a thought.
Spears starts his motion. His pitch down and away for ball 2. Got away from Burris momentarily, but not far enough for the runner to advance. Fastball gets away from Burris, and this time the runner will try to advance, and Christian Mitchell will make it safely into second base. 3 balls and 1 strike to count now to the hitter, Tyler Brown.
Well,
and Brown had to duck out of the way to avoid being hit by that pitch.
be ball 4, though, and that'll be the 5th walk given up by Dalton Spears, and runners on first and second here for the Yankees in the bottom of the 5th.
Still nobody out. 7-2 lead for the Yanks.
We've got Nick Kopus, the batter.
Kopus swings and misses for strike 1. Spears again into his motion, and Kopus again swings but couldn't make contact. No balls and 2 strikes now to count to him. Tyler Hammer is the on-deck batter. And Kopus swings the ball down to the dirt for strike 3, and he'll be the first out here in the bottom of the 5th.
The 7th strikeout recorded by Dalton Spears, and Tyler Hammer, he's had a base hit, been hit by a pitch, and scored 2 runs, Joe.
Hammer swings away at this one. He fouls it off out of play down the left side.
Tell you what, he's out in front of that one, or that one probably falls in for a base hit.
Yeah, you're right. Been impressed with Tyler, what we've seen of him here. Of course, Tyler, as we said earlier in the ball game, called up from the league down below, down to the pitching machine league, to help out because the Yankees are somewhat shorthanded.
We thought maybe he'd be a hard out, as far as throwing to draw a walk, but I tell you what, he's come up there swinging.
He has. He really has. He's down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes as he swung at that pitch. And that one in there for a called strike 3 on the outside corner. So 2 away in the bottom of the 5th, and the number 9 hitter now, Tyler Lindsay, the catcher, steps in there. Tyler, of course, started the ball game off pitching, and he did a very good job in the first 3 innings of this ball game on the mound.
Strikeout number 8.
For Dalton Spears, that's strikeout number 8. Dalton has done a good job as well here. He's gone the distance so far. Gets Lindsay to swing and miss at the first offering. This one too far outside and got away from Burris, but he's able to chase it down, and the runner will stay put at second base.
1-1 to count.
Lindsay swings at the ball that was maybe a bit inside.
That's a pretty wicked pitch right there. He got that in on his fist.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. That pitch just a bit down low for ball 2. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. A 7-2 lead for the Yankees.
Tyler has no official appearances tonight. He's walked both times, 0 for 0, but he has scored 2 runs.
And swings and misses at that one for strike 3. May have foul-tipped it, but it was caught by the catcher, Zach Burris, and that'll do it for the Yankees here in the bottom half of the 5th.
Well,
Yankees, excuse me, Bruce, I was just going to say Yankees 3 outs away here from the Little League Live Arm Division Championship.
Well, after giving up a hit batter and a walk, the first 2 batters reach. Dalton Spears strikes out the side, so no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left on.
It's just 3 different because Bronson Wells has played second base. He played second and then went to catcher and then went back to second. Mikey Glass has played 4 different positions for the Yankees here tonight. Craig Mosier's played a couple of different positions. Tyler Hammer on his 3rd position of the evening for the Yankees. But back to more important things, the Yankees just 3 outs away from wrapping up the championship here, the Live Arm Division for the Glasgow Little League. Dalton Spears, the leadoff batter for the Astros, in the top of the 6th. It's a 7-2 Yankee lead. Spears swings away and misses that pitch. No balls and 2 strikes to count.
Lindsey's had a pretty good workout, though. He's pitched a total of 6 innings and now's caught 3. This is his 4th, I think. Or 3rd, I'm sorry.
That pitch from Bronson Wells up high for ball 1. Spears wouldn't chase the bad one that time. There's a high fastball, and it's fouled off out of play to the right side by Dalton Spears.
As you said, the Astros down to their final 3 outs, so they're trying to stay alive here in the top of the 6th.
Well set and delivers. Fastball grounded to the first base side. Mikey Glass up with it. He'll tag the bag for out number 1. That brings the center fielder Scott Zettelmoyer to the plate.
Zettelmoyer is better. First on deck. 1 away.
That's just the 5th ball been put in play here in 6 innings by the Astros tonight.
Zettelmoyer swings at a high pitch. He grounds it to the second baseman, Tyler Hammer, who's up with it on to first base to Glass for out number 2. And the Yankees just need 1 more out here, and they'll be the champs of the live arm division.
I tell you, Tyler Hammer looks like a veteran out there.
He does, Bruce. I just can't get over how impressed I am with Tyler out there.
Some good experience here tonight.
This last out could be a toughie for the Yankees. It's Zach Burris, and he's hit the ball well all night long. He has another base hit through the right side. He rounds first base on his way to second, and the big man, Burris, will stand in there safely with a double.
Tell you what, he moves pretty good for his size. I tell you, got around that base, and they've had 2 hits, and he's had them both. Both of them been doubles.
That brings Chris Reeder, the first baseman, to the plate. Astros down to the last out here. They trail 7-2 in the top of the 6th inning to the Yanks. And Bronson Wells comes with a pitch. Lindsey throws down to third base as...
that was a good call. He was under. Some of the fans didn't like it, but Coach Mosier agreed with it. And nice slide there by Zach Burris. He got in under the throw.
Took me a second to figure out what was going on, Bruce. I didn't figure Big Zach Burris would be trying to steal any bases at this point in the ball game, but he caught me by surprise. Burris does take third base. It's an 0-1 count to the hitter, Chris Reeder. And now the Yankee third baseman, Christian Mitchell, a little bit shaken up on that play as he and Burris collided a little bit. We're in the top of the 6th inning. 7-2 is the lead. The Yankees in front of the Astros. The Yankees just need 1 more out to capture the title here in the live arm division. I do remind you, we'll talk with the coaches and players of each one of these ball clubs after the completion. And Bruce will very quickly look at the stats.
Very quickly.
We've got to get home and go to bed. Got to be up in about 7 hours.
Yeah, you're right. If not sooner.
It won't be sooner, I can promise you that. Reeder swings through that pitch, and he's down to his last strike here. No balls and 2 strikes. Well set, delivers. Reeder fouls that pitch off to the right side.
So if I've counted this up right, the Yankees have scored 7 runs, but only 2 of them were earned.
Wells delivers fastball. Reeder again stays alive. He fouls it back to the screen. Still no ball, 2 strike count.
And we've had our first stolen base, too. Everything else has been wild pitches, but Zach Burris did steal a base here tonight.
Well set. Comes to the pitch. That one's up high for ball 1. Burris way down the third base line, and now he'll go back to the bag as they look him back. One and two, the count to Reeder. That fastball just a bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now they've got Burris in a rundown here, and they got him. Zach playing a little bit too much that time, Bruce, and he paid for it.
That was a 2-1-2-5 put out to end this ball game. No runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. So as you say, the Yankees pick up the win here, 7-2 over the Astros for the championship of the Live Arm Little League. And we'll be back.
Take a 3-minute timeout, Bruce. That'll give us time to set up and maybe get the players ready to do these interviews here. We'll take a 3-minute timeout, and then we will return with the Live Arm division of the Little League the Little League, I should say, Glasgow Little League. My score is 7-2 over the Astros. I'm going to talk first here with Astros head coach Carl Zedelmore, and then we'll get to his players here in just a second. And Carl, I know you obviously rather would have won the ball game, but the kids played well here tonight, and I know you're proud of them just to have made it to this point.
Yeah, we had no chance. I mean, we didn't think we were ever going to make it this far. We won 3 ball games in the whole season, of which we won by 2 runs each loss. They just played outstanding the rest of the season since we got in the tournament.
And during the season, what was the big turnaround? What was, after you had kind of a slow season, what was the turnaround? Why were you able to do so much better here in the tournament, Carl?
I think they just got confidence in themselves when they started hitting the ball. We finally hit the ball, except for tonight. They hit the ball well all tournament. We had very few strikeouts, and they knew that they were going to have to come out and play ball to win the tournament, and they had heart for it.
All right, Carl, thank you very much. Let's talk with some of your players here. Come on up here, guys. Look at the camera right out there. Tell everybody your name and how old you are.
My name's Clay Button, and I'm 12 years old.
And what school you go to, Clay?
I'm going to Barron County Middle School.
And what position do you play?
Left field.
All right, good job tonight. All right. Come on up. Look into the camera there. Tell everybody your name and how old you are.
Casey Spears, 12.
And what school do you go to, Casey?
I'm going to the Barron County Middle School.
And what position do you play?
Second.
All right, you did a good job. All right, what's your name and how old are you?
Dalton Spears, and I'm 12.
Dalton, what school do you go to?
Barron County Middle School.
And what position do you play most of the time? I know you do play more than one a lot of times, but...
Pitcher.
Pitcher most of the time, huh? You did a good job tonight.
Thanks, man.
All right. All right, come on up here. Tell everybody your name and how old you are.
Zach Burris, and I'm 12 years old.
And what school do you go to, Zach?
I'm going to Barron County Middle School.
And what position do you play?
Pitcher and catcher.
All right, good job tonight. Look into the camera. Tell everybody your name and how old you are.
I'm Christopher Reeder, and I'm 11 years old.
And what school do you go to, Christopher?
I'm going to Glasgow Middle School.
And what position do you play?
First base.
All right. Did a good job. Come on up, guys. Tell me your name and how old are you?
I'm Kevin Teeley, and I'm 12 years old.
And what position do you play, Kevin?
I play shortstop.
What school do you go to?
I'm going into Barron County Middle School.
All right. Did a good job. Look into the camera. Tell everybody your name and how old you are.
My name's Corey Thom, and I'm 12.
What school do you go to, Corey?
Glasgow Middle School.
And what position do you play?
Third base.
All right. You did a good job. Congratulations. What's your name and how old are you?
Gabriel Aitman.
How old are you, Gabriel?
11.
What school do you go to?
Evie Terry.
And what position do you play?
Right.
All right, good job. Congratulations. All right, look into the camera there. Tell me what your name is and how old you are.
My name is Jonathan Yoakum, and I'm 11.
And what position do you play, Jonathan?
Left and right.
What school do you go to?
Glasgow Middle School.
All right, did an excellent job. Look into the camera there. How old are you and what's your name?
Devin Williams. I'm 12.
What school do you go to, Devin?
Barron County Middle School.
What position do you play?
Right field.
All right, good job tonight. A couple more to go here. Tell us your name and how old you are.
My name's Lakita Graves, and I'm 12.
And what position do you play, Lakita?
Left and right field.
What school do you go to?
Glasgow Middle.
All right, did a good job. Look into the camera there. Tell us how old you are and what your name is.
My name is Scott Zettermark, and I am 11 years old.
And what position you play, Scott?
Center field.
What school do you go to?
Glasgow Middle School.
All right, did a good job. Congratulations. All right, that's the Astros, the runners-up here in the live arm division of Glasgow Little League. Here comes the Yankees head coach, Mr. John Mosier, and John, I'm getting familiar seeing you in these championship games. Your kids played awfully well here tonight.
Yeah, I was proud of them. They looked like a walking mass unit out there. I had so many hurts, and I mean, they sucked it up and just played hard.
I was going to say, you got to be extremely proud of the fact that they did do that, considering the fact that you were a little bit short-handed.
Yeah, we had 2 or 3 with cramps, leg cramps, you know, that didn't complain a whole lot, but we got through the game, so that's all that matters.
Tell me a little bit about your season, John. How'd y'all do during the regular season?
We lost 2 games during the regular season. One game we lost we give up 1 hit the whole game, and we lost 3-2, and that was the backbreaker right there. I think we'd finished first if it hadn't been for that.
All right, John, well, congratulations. Let's talk with some of you players here. All right, guys, come on up. Look into the camera there. Tell us your name and how old you are.
Craig Moser, and I'm 12 years old.
School you go to, Craig?
Glasgow Middle School.
What position do you play?
Shortstop and pitcher.
All right, did a good job. Congratulations. Come on up, guys. Tell us your name and how old you are.
Bronson Wells, and I'm 13.
School you go to, Bronson?
Glasgow Middle School.
And what position do you play?
Second, pitcher, and catcher.
All of them, huh? All right, well, good job. Congratulations. Now, I know it, but go ahead and tell everybody else your name and how old you are.
My name's Michael Glass, and I'm 11 years old.
School you go to, Michael?
Glasgow Middle School.
What position do you play?
Pitcher, second, and catcher, and shortstop.
A little bit of everything, right? All right. Good job, Mikey. Look into the camera there and tell everybody your name and how old you are.
My name is Cody McGowan, and I'm 11 years old.
And what school do you go to, Cody?
GMS.
And what position do you play?
First base.
All right. Did a good job tonight. Thanks. What's your name and how old are you?
Christian Mitchell, and I'm 12 years old.
What school you go to, Christian?
I homeschool.
And what position do you play?
Third and left field.
All right. We did a good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you? And tell me what your name is and how old you are.
Kelsey Rolls, and I'm 12.
Are you all right, Kelsey? I know you took a shot there in that first ball game.
Yeah, I'm good.
Feeling better, huh?
Yeah.
All right. What school do you go to?
Glasgow Middle School.
And what position do you play?
Third.
All right. Well, good job. Congratulations. Look into the camera there. Tell us how old you are and what your name is.
I'm 11 years old, and I go to, Tyler Brown.
There you go. I don't mean to confuse you, Tyler. I'm sorry. How old are you again?
11.
And what school do you go to?
Happy Valley.
And what position do you play?
Outfield.
All right. Well, good job. Congratulations. A few more to go here. Tell everybody your name and how old you are.
My name's Nick Copus, and I'm 11.
All right, Nick. Turn around and look at the camera here a little bit. And what school do you go to?
Glasgow Middle School.
And what position do you play?
Left field.
All right. Good job tonight. Tell everybody your name and how old you are.
Tyler Hammer, and I'm 9 years old.
What position do you play, Tyler?
Short and outfield.
What school do you go to?
Eastern Elementary.
All right, Tyler, you did a great job tonight. Good job.
Thanks.
All right, you're welcome. Look into the camera. Tell us your name and how old you are.
My name is Jordan Johnson. I'm 11 years old.
What school do you go to, Jordan?
Glasgow Christian Academy.
And what position do you play?
Center field.
All right, congratulations. Good job. And last but not least, what is your name and how old are you?
Tyler Lindsay, and I'm 12.
And what school you go to, Tyler?
Glasgow Middle School.
What position do you play?
Catcher and pitcher.
All right, good job. That's the Yankees, the champions.
Have you or a loved one participated in a local event filmed by the Glasgow EPB? Maybe it was a school graduation, Little League championship, or a musical performance. These are all events that have recently been professionally captured on video by the EPB to be aired on Channel 6. The EPB archives contain community, school, and church events dating back to 1990 and can be purchased by anyone. DVDs are $13 and would make a great gift for family and friends while preserving a timeless memory of a special moment in one's life. Call to place your order today.